A viewer wrote into us concerned about lackadaisical health requirements for bars.
So we started making some phone calls and found out she's right. There's no agency tasked with making sure that bars are kept clean. Matt King's on your side with the story.
Yeah, Michelle Rowland, it's Fat Tuesday on the Christian calendar. Today marks the last chance to go a little wild before Ash Wednesday and the beginning of Lent. It also means big business for bars. But if someone drinks you under the table tonight, don't count on it being clean. Looking for clean glasses and clean taps in a clean bar, a tip landed us at Barb's in Nampa.
We also drink out of those glasses. We also drink that, beer or whatever when we come in on our days off. So we want it to be clean. Patrons
of this local haunt might thank manager Adriana Harper for much of the joint's cleanliness.
Everything is bleached.
Between closing at 1:30 and opening at 11 a.m., Barb's takes down all its mats, throws everything in the dishwasher, empties its ice well, and then bleaches it, along with beer drains, surfaces, and seemingly everything else.
I actually have a list that I made up.
Adriana invented her own checklist because the state doesn't provide one.
I've never had an inspector, at least in the 6 years in the night shift that I've been here.
There's not a code that says, you can't have a layer of dust or, whatever. I mean, there's just not anything that I'm aware of that covers that.
Lieutenant Russ Wheatley heads up the state's alcohol beverage control. His guys represent Idaho's closest thing to a cleanliness inspection for Idaho bars without kitchens. But even they only check keg lines to ensure the keg matches the tap.
There's never been, that I'm aware of, any enforcement piece for, uncleanliness, for, keg lines and things like that, because the businesses do a really good job, from what I understand, in keeping those things maintained.
Indeed, distributors clean tap lines, wells, and soda guns weekly at Barb's. Adriana says she notices when she's out and other bars or restaurants fail to meet her high standards of spotlessness.
You do notice, and you kind of take it as, oh, I'm spoiled.
And so too may be her patrons, because drinkers at establishments with less hygienic managers can't count on the state to clean things up. Now, if a bar does serve food, the health department conducts inspections there. Of course, with or without a kitchen, it's also in a bar's interest to keep clean. Customers drinking in a dirty room or getting sick at your tavern does little for business. Now, Lieutenant Wheatley just took over the Alcohol Control Bureau this week. He's the guy charged with taking Prohibition-era Idaho code and trying to apply it to the modern world. Last night, we brought you a story about a crackdown on infused liquors. The state police seized dozens of bottles from a handful of downtown bars. State code suggests infusions break the law. Infusers say the law is outdated. Wheatley at least partially agrees.
It's definitely an area that is gray that could definitely be cleaned up, because it's clear to me that the industry wants it. The clear language would be excellent for us, because what it allows for us to do is interpret it much easier. It's a weird creature in that it's just outside of everything that we know right now currently in Idaho code.
For the last 10 years, the Alcohol Control Bureau has employed only 2 full-time members. Wheatley compared their old enforcement tactics to putting out fires. Then last year, the ABC increased to 12 members, allowing it to actually communicate with businesses. Wheatley met with the infusers yesterday and, going forward, says he doesn't plan to reinvent the wheel, but wants to devote most of his resources to cutting down on underage drinking. I'm in studio, Matt King, Fox 9 on your side.
Some great news today.